Absolutely joyful to be with you. Shalene here, and we're going to talk today about some things my mother did and some things I did as a mother too. Some things are positive, some things are negative. Somehow our kids grow up and turn out okay. One of the things my mother did really great was she gave back rubs, back scratches, and foot rubs. And that was good because I needed to feel some love from her, and that was a great way that she showed love. She was very strict and very difficult at times. So I was going to share with you a few of the things that were interesting to me. So when I was in kindergarten, we lived a little bit away from the school, and I've actually found the address of the house and the address of the school on Google Maps. So I could see that it was 0.8 of a mile. And I had not made my bed that morning. And my mother came and took me out of school to come home and make my bed. And then I was to walk back to school. And I can remember just crying and crying on my way back to school because just coming in late and, you know, it was just going to be very hard to do. And I can remember having one Kleenex and trying to decide, I couldn't wipe my nose because I needed to wipe my eyes. And if I wiped my nose, then I couldn't wipe my eyes with the messy Kleenex. And that's just what I remember. But it was a long walk, and it was down a hill and across a really busy street and then onto the school. But my mom was so particular about some things that, boy, that made me really want to make my bed after one of those times not making it and getting pulled out of school. There was a time when I was 3 or 4, and I don't know how old I was because those are the ages I lived in the house that I remember this memory. But we had a large family. I was 6th of 8 children. And my mom had me sitting at the table after everyone else was done eating with a full plate of food. And the timer was set. I remember just being so scared that timer was going to go off because I was to finish that plate of food by the time the timer went off. And I've had a lot of food issues all of my life. And when I became a parent, I decided I'm not going to make them eat a lot of food. I'll just serve them a little bit of food. And then if they want more, they can have more. And that just worked out really, really well for me. I can remember one time when I was trying so hard to please my mom. She'd been gone out of town, and I knew she was coming back, and I cleaned house. And I wanted everything spotless. I was probably 10-ish. And I wanted everything just spotless. And it was, I just went through every room and everything was just so. And she came home, and within the first few minutes, I heard her yelling, and I ran to see, you know, she was calling me, and I ran to see what it was. And she was upset that the towel on the rack in the bathroom was messed up and not straight. And that was just really hard for me. And I think about some of these experiences that I had with my mom and realizing that I have a hard time feeling like I measure up and that I can do what's right. I have a few other experiences I'll wait and share after she's passed. She's 89, and she's working at improving and doing better, and I appreciate that. I really do appreciate that. I am so thankful for my mom. In a lot of ways, she taught me to stay busy, to get things done, to be productive. Those are qualities I absolutely appreciate getting from my mother. And I wanted to share one more really positive experience. My mother, I love to learn, and I wanted to go to what was an education week in another state every summer. And she found rides from California to Utah for me to go to BYU Education Week. Maybe not every fall, but I can remember, I think I was 14 and 15 and 16, maybe even 17. Those teenage years when I really needed the uplifting youth classes to help me set my mind to want to become the person I am today. She found ways for me to get there. I can remember traveling with odd people here and there, but she found ways to make sure I could get there when I wanted to go and learn And I appreciate that so much. I think that's really shaped a lot of who I am. So when I was a mom, busy mom, of course I'm still a mom, but when I was a busy mom with all those kids under my roof, I was not very good at letting them have friends over or going to play with friends. There was 8 children and my life was, you know, a little chaotic, and that was something I really regret, that I didn't have more of their friends over and encourage them to play elsewhere. I just always felt like I was trying to manage so much that it was hard to bring others in. I wish that I had listened and asked more questions of my children and just listened. I think I did too much talking. It's really something I wish I'd done better. I had a talk with one of my son's grown sons, they're all grown, recently, and talked to him about how I've learned to be a little more flexible in my old age, and I really, really wish that I hadn't been so regimented and, you know, so hard when there was so many under the roof. And his response was so sweet. He says, "Mom, we understand. You were in survival mode." And I was in survival mode, but I just really appreciate that adult perspective from my son that helped me feel a little bit better about my parenting, and then I did as best I could. I did a lot of things right, and I did a lot of things I wish I could do differently, but each day we try to do a little bit better. So I tried really hard to let go of the negatives that I grew up with. I hope my children do the same, and I just keep trying to do a little bit better each day. So I wish you the same. I hope you have a wonderful day and find lots of ways to be absolutely joyful.